Hi everyone, welcome to Konveyor Community Meeting. This is meeting number 25. I can't believe that we are on the 25th meeting. It's been quite a ride. Thank you for joining today. We are this meeting abides by Konveyor Code of Conduct. Please, that boils down to please be nice to one another, and it will be recorded and available on YouTube. I'm gonna share the agenda once again, so please feel free to add your name in the agenda. And without further ado, I'm going to jump right into the topic that we have. We have a demo from Emily. Emily, whenever I'm gonna stop presenting so that Emily can share her screen. So whenever you're ready.
Yep. Okay. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Emily, and I'm going to just give a quick demo on the new Cantor CLI. So a little overview of how it is laid out. Cantor has two primary subcommands, that is analyze and transform. Analyze is essentially a wrapper CLI around the analyzer LSP, and transform has its own two subcommands, that is rules and open rewrite. Rules is essentially, if you're familiar with the windup shim convert command, to convert XML rules into YAML, and open rewrite will help transform the application source code given target recipes that we have. So here are the available flags for the analyze command. I won't read all of these off to you, but a few to point out would be list sources, list targets that will list the available source and target technologies that we have in our packaged rule sets with Cantor. Our input and output would simply be the input to the source application and the output directory that will hold the analysis reports, and rules for specifying other rules outside of the package rule sets that we have. So for the analyze demonstration, the source application that we're going to use is the customer Tomcat legacy app. I know it's commonly used for demos here. So we're going to take a look at our available source and target technologies. We're going to select a target from those and then run analysis on our application and view the output once it's completed. So here we're going to again list our source technologies and then our targets from our packaged rule sets that we have. One of these targets is cloud readiness. That's the one that we're going to select to run against our application. And here in the analyze command, we're specifying those two things as well as our output directory to store the reports that we are going to take a look at the end. And I'm actually going to skip over a lot of this. It's the analysis running, which takes several minutes. So we can try to find where that completes, which I think is around here. Yep. So the analysis has completed. We can look at our output directory and see our reports, our dependencies, our output YAML, and the static report. If we look at our output, we can see a lot of the rules were skipped because we only specified the cloud readiness, but here we can see that those rules were applied to our application. And then just to quickly show as well that the static report is available too in our output directory, so we can see its issues and dependencies in this report. Okay, so our transform command, as mentioned before, has two subcommands, open rewrite and rules. The open rewrite command, you can list available target recipes that we have and then apply one of the targets to our source application to transform the source code. Our rules command is pretty simple. Again, it's essentially the wind up shim convert command, so you can specify the path to your XML rules and then the output directory for the converted rules. So for our open rewrite demo, we're using a Jakarta app and we'll list our available target recipes. Pick one of these targets and run it against the application and then view the source code changes at the end in a diff. And for our rules demonstration, simply pass in the XML rule and then view it after it's been converted to YAML. So here we're going to run open rewrite first. We can take a look at our target recipes. One of these is Jakarta imports. It has the name and description there. That's the one that we're going to run against our application to transform some of its imports that it finds. And again, for this, I'm going to skip ahead a bit so you don't have to watch all of this run. Okay, so the open rewrite has finished and we'll just go into our application and do a git diff on it so we can see that the source code has changed its imports. I don't know why it's not moving on. Okay. And here we will use the rules command to transform our XML rule into YAML. So we'll take a quick look at the XML rule and we're just going to pass in the path to this rule as well as our directory that we want the output to be stored in. Okay, so this one is pretty quick. So all of that ran and we're going to take a look now at the YAML rule and we can see that it has been converted. Okay, so we don't have much left in our to-dos for the CLI. The one major thing that we have left to finish is being able to specify custom XML rules. And that is the end of the demo. Are there any questions?
I just wanted to, not a question, but add a little bit of context on the why for this thing.
Yeah,
and
sure.
What we're trying to achieve here is to simplify the usage of these different CLIs that we have put together for the analysis use case, the generation of the static reports, all these things. So to make it very straightforward to use Konveyor to analyze applications and also perform code transformation. So basically, it's make it as easy as possible for the user that is used to working with Windup, doing a very similar user experience with this thing.
Thank you, Ramon. Wanma, you have your hand up? No, sorry, I pushed the button. Didn't listen.
All good. Thank you, Emily. And also, Emily, thank you for the slides. The slides and the visual, all that kind of stuff. That really helps a lot with the demos. That's awesome. Thank you. I know it takes some more time, and I think yesterday you were probably stressing just getting the demo together. So thank you for the extra effort.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you, Emily. Like everyone said, it was like a super cool demo. And thanks for putting this together. And I see a lot of kudos, shout outs in the chat. Cool. So-
One last thing, I also want to give a big thanks to Pranav. He was a huge help in writing the CLI.
Awesome. Yeah, and we do have so now just add in the chat that there is a Konveyor ecosystem and check that out. And that is a place where we are hosting our own way of sandbox and experimental things until they become more mature and we can move it over to Konveyor. So it's a place for all new things. I hope I got that just right. John, do you have anything to add to that?
That's a good place. I would say that the ecosystem is where we are putting experiments. So different things that we're experimenting with, that's one area to go. Then there's going to be a graduation process as things kind of mature, and then they come into the main Konveyor org itself. So we're going to see a lot more things that come in through a Konveyor ecosystem as we start playing around.
Yeah. Thank you for that. So, yeah, please check out that repo organization. I think there is a link to the project in the agenda as well. And if you have any questions, please feel free to like post in Slack or Konveyor analyzers. They have a office hours every other Thursday that alternates with the community meeting. So if you have any questions, you can stop by there and ask questions. Also we have Slack and mailing list. So there are like many ways to reach us out. And that's it for me. And we have reached the end of the agenda. If folks have anything, please feel free to bring it up. I'm gonna pause for 5 seconds. Perfect. That was the longest 5 seconds, and I had to count 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. So, all right. Thank you all for joining. And this the demo is wonderful. So once the recording is available, I will upload it, and I will add a link to the recording in the agenda, and I will also send out a mail so that it's available for later viewing. And if you have any questions, feel free to like post in various communication channels that we have. Thank you for joining today's meeting, and I will see you all in 2 weeks. Until then, take care. Bye.
I thank you.